Hey everyone, it's Thursday again, so that means we are about to play our Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire tabletop campaign After the Fire. Sponsored, of course, by Roll20. Let's get that done at the right to the top of the show so I don't get shouted at. Yeah, we're under the Roll20 spotlight, so check that hashtag out on the Twitters and stuff. And they give us a bit of support too. I've had a pro account for a little while now, and it's absolutely banging. I wholeheartedly encourage you to go over to roll20.net, and you can create a free account and try it out even as a GM. So all cool stuff there. I have 3 carefully curated people with me this week because it's my turn. Damn it, it's my turn with the intrigues. So I'm about to bring it. Because I've literally had encounters in a queue for like 3 weeks. And you guys just keep doing stuff. And I'm like, no! So the time has come. Speaking of the time, I don't know. Random segue. Hey, Susie.
Hi, Sam. So, segue, sure is. You've clearly been to the Charlie Schoolsmith of segues. I'm really hyped for this week. I am big fear of the intrigues. Sam's all like, it's my turn to play. Like, he gave like a cackle earlier in the green room, and I got the fear, but in a really good segue, my beautiful After the Fire t-shirt is keeping me, it's like my little whoopee to keep me not afraid. So you should go buy one at the merch thing, because we got merch now. So do it. I added 2 new t-shirts yesterday that you should go check out.
Big daddy issues and trees and energy.
Yeah, daddy issues and treason. I ordered it in hot pink. It's coming.
I, no word of a lie, want like a tank top to wear around the house with it. I genuinely want one. I'm gonna have a look after this to get one. Sweet, yeah. Thanks for that. Because what turned into a silly joke, why don't we just make this a habit with the company? It turns into a silly joke, becomes a product you could buy and help us out. So yeah, check them out if you fancy a t-shirt. We've got the Greenmont one, we've got Forget Me Not, and we've got the Daddy Issues and Treason, which is just spot on. Cool. Thanks so much. I don't think there's anything else we have to say.
No, I don't think I got nothing else.
Cool. All right. See. I'll see you in the intrigues. Tom, my friend, how are you doing this week?
Okay, now that's not ominous, is it? I'll see you in the intrigues. Oh God.
I said it nicely.
Should I start re-rolling now? Oh,
just in case.
Yeah, I'm just in case. Yeah, I'm really happy to be here. Always love to play Enzo. Always love to be on here and see what everyone else is doing. There's going to be a big feast. Eventually, nothing bad ever happens in a big feast, so we're golden. We just have a nice meal, have a nice drink, good music.
Hey, this is just night 1 of the feast. It's going to be great.
You know, it's going to be amazing. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that nothing at all will possibly go wrong. Yeah.
Cool. How's Fair Dragon going, friend? Because I didn't catch it this week, but I hear it's all
it's
Blackadder antics and like.
No, it's a nutcase. It's just ridiculous. It's like, I mean, next episode there is kind of consequences of what they did in the previous episode.
I like consequences.
Consequences. Not all. Don't worry, Susie. You're not. You're fine. But there are some who decided to. Well, they split the party completely, and I mean they completely split the party.
They also
and they all went. Yeah, they really do. And they all went in different directions, doing different things, and about half of them are in trouble now. So it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. But I just laugh my way through it. Yeah, I just laugh all the way. It's so much fun. It really is.
I heard about Susie's getting married, actually. I heard, and this you were gonna you were gonna engage each other. That's the wrong word.
Yeah. So yeah. They've both got the same idea.
Yeah, propose is the word I was looking for.
That's the word, yeah. Engage in single combat.
It's going to be eloquent tonight, friends. It's going to be fucking eloquent tonight, I can tell you. Yeah, but that's good. I can't wait. I will try and tune in for that, because I can't wait to see that scene. I'm sure it'll be clipped to no end as well. Yeah, cool. All right. And that's Tuesdays, same time as this, right? No?
It's an hour early.
A little bit earlier? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
7 and 2. Okay,
7 and 2, yeah.
Over on ERP. Nice. And Dawn, my friend, what have you been up to? You're a bit busy man as ever, right?
Yeah, but it's been good. I've been busy working, doing a lot of different things with games, which is amazing. I'm always happy that if I'm working hard, at least I'm doing stuff that I love. And I've been looking forward to this. I have no idea what's going to happen tonight, but I feel like everything's just gone so well so far, and I don't see that changing in any way. And I'm just feeling generally happy and confident to be here. I am wearing I don't think it's merch, but a gift that Susie and Charlie got me at PAX Unplugged, my Sir Oliver t-shirt, and says perfect Westerosi boyfriend. And yeah, that's it. Samuel is on his own, and he's not swinging any weapons, so I guess we'll see what he can do without his crutches.
That's that's fair. That's fair. Because of you, Don, I have reevaluated my NPCs recently. When I've been building them lately, I've just been like, right, fuck this. What's the meta? Right, I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this. Like,
Aw,
if I want them to actually punch hard or to be a tank about it, I am actually doing that.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, look, I know this isn't necessarily absolute meta knowledge because I think you would know, or you would have maybe seen from some of the melee and stuff, but like Salo and Dane, like the two are kind of a matchup because you've got two great swords swinging at each other, two heirlooms as well, theoretically, if Samuel has Heartsbane at the same time. I mean, it's luckily that you'll be using like tawny swords.
Yeah.
But yeah, just two athletic dudes smacking each other with great swords.
It's very exciting, and my ultimate goal is for Samuel to have the Sword in the Morning sword and Heartsbane and dual wield both great swords. That's where I'm going. My new long-term goal.
You say so. There is genuinely the massive quality which lets you wield a great sword in one hand.
Really?
Yeah. Check it out, man. Check it out.
I will.
And then you could just.
Why would you tell him that,
wield
Sam?
two of them at the same
He's going to be
time.
dual wielding great. If there's one great sword isn't enough, now you're going to give him two? And he's going to try and dual wield friggin' Valyrian steel great swords, don't you? You know he's going to try.
Well, actually, one of them's not Valyrian steel. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy times. Okay. Well, I am about a couple of days into a little staycation from Modiphius, which has been nice. I've just been chilling. It's been really rainy today, so I've not done anything. Yesterday we mowed the lawn. That was an adventure. Little middle class adventure. And then I've actually been working a bit on editing one of the missions for one of the mission booklets for the spy game this week. So getting that all figured out, and particularly line edited, which involves a lot of kind of thinking about where you place information in an adventure. Let me know in the comments where you like information being placed. Whether you like to know about the people first, the places first, whether you want all the scenes laid out like in each little encounter thingy, or whether you want like an overview. I'm always like the hill I will die on when it comes to like adventure writing is like the first page needs to tell me the entire thing. So I could run it at a pinch at a convention if I just read the first page. That's my aspiration. So I always try and do that kind of thing. Don's nodding like he knows. I don't know if it's true. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Anyway, not just on one page tonight. I have several pages of notes. 2. Okay, that was several. Sure. But yeah, let's stop mucking about and get down to it. I don't think, Susie, we haven't got any more announcements, no?
I don't think so.
No. Buy the merch, roll 20. I mentioned the spy game. Cool.
Spy game.
Good.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. All right, well, let's get into session 8 of our 4th season. First in battle. It's not going to frighten Don at all. We are starting with Samuel as well this week, actually. So I imagine that the camp is quite busy as a whole. around the tourney grounds as a lot of the noble lords and ladies and knights that have been granted an audience at the tables up in the Fox Hollow Keep leave for the evening. And just in the very late afternoon sun, Samuel is perhaps walking back to his tent to see perhaps what Gregor's got up to, and whether he's still got a chicken. It's quite a breezy afternoon. The wind has caught up and is blowing some of the brown autumnal leaves from the trees around. And as he passes by underneath the tree, it's almost raining leaves. When you hear a few steps behind you, and the slight clink of chain rustling through the leaves. Go on, if you want to add anything. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like to imagine that Samuel's, he's kind of like he's sore, he's tired, he's like covered in sweat and still has his armor on from the melee. And he's stopped for a moment, maybe to like look up at those leaves as they're sort of raining down. And he just sort of smiles, just thinking he's alone. And then he hears that sound and he spins around just out of instinct. His eyes are kind of wide.
Strutting down this path, and I'd like to say that you, because your camp is that little bit further out from the kind of rest of the glades, you are now like on the boundaries of what would be the camp proper. So there's few people around, and as you spin around, you see the golden greying hair of Sir Leo Longthorn, Lord Paramount of the Reach, walking to try and catch up with you. You can tell immediately he is obviously trying to cover an injury he sustained in the melee. But he's trying to walk broadly, even though he's got quite a slender frame. And he regards you. So Samuel, good afternoon.
Sam makes him walk all the way to Sam. He doesn't like go to meet him halfway, but he smiles kindly, big flash of a smile when he's greeted, and he says, Lord Paramount, greetings.
How have you fared today?
Oh, I am happy. I suppose it might have been better if more people had arrived for the early going-ons, but I'm looking forward to tomorrow. How are you faring, my lord?
And he rolls his shoulder as he says, well, I imagine I will do much better in the joust than I would have in the melee. But not many other men can say they were taken out by a prince these days.
That's true. I certainly cannot say that myself.
Let me walk you to your camp. And Don, this is where I would like you to roll initiative for me for an intrigue. Status breeding. And
okay.
That is not the person I wanted. I queued up all my NPCs as well, so they wouldn't have to see the little dudes in the window. Where are we?
Status breeding. A 19.
Very nice. Okay. Oh, that is very interesting. I'm going to let you go first. I think just for the edge from having to get him to walk up to you.
Okay. And I get to roll, so I get to do the status thing, test status as a free action against his intrigue defense.
Sure. What's that from again?
That's because of my status breeding level. So I think anybody who has my level or higher of status breeding can do that as a free action.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a little cheeky look because he has got quite a high status.
Yeah.
That's just from the status skill section, isn't it? Where they go through the abilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. You are aware of the target's status. So he is status 6. He's Lord Paramount. You may test status. It's a free action. The success grants +1 bonus dice, and every 2 degrees thereafter grants you another. From a fixed pool, which you may add to persuasion tests any amount throughout the intrigue. Once you spend the bonus die, it is gone. Any bonus dice remaining at the end of the intrigue are lost. Cool. Very cool. With a 21, that is 2 degrees of success.
Okay. So I think I get one
so
bonus
you'll
dice
get
from
one
that.
bonus dice that you can use anytime in this intrigue.
Cool.
All right. So yeah, it's your first go. So have a think about a technique and.
Oh, yeah, let me pull up my cheat sheet. It's right here.
And so will I. Okay.
Okay.
I saw you fight against quite a few of our Dornish friends this afternoon. Lord Corgal received quite the business end of your greatsword.
I drew who I drew. They were fine fighters. I have much respect for the Dornish people.
That's good to hear. Excellent to hear. We are 7 kingdoms now. I know it's been a few years. Quite a few years. But I still hear whispers. Samuel. Still hear whispers around court, around this. Not this kingdom, for we are in Dawn, but our kingdom, the Reach. And of course, one can't help but remember your involvement with Battle of Brimstone, skirmishes, the Dornish, Western Dornish lands.
Samuel stops for a moment, stops walking, just so he can kind of turn a little bit more directly towards Lord Leo. It is my great regret, my lord, that I have not had the personal agency in my life to choose the battles that I fight. I can assure you, having been there in Dorne, along the Brimstone River, seeing what I saw there, that it is not something that I look on fondly, and certainly not a campaign that I hope to ever repeat.
Well, forgive me, Samuel, we don't know each other very well. Am I to take that as you would not wish to repeat a defeat like that again? Or was the campaign itself ill-advised?
My lord, may I speak openly with you about this?
Of course. Of course. I am your Lord Paramount. We can speak as openly as brothers. There's no one around. I wanted to speak to you myself on the matter. And this is where I want you to actually roll a test, as you're setting this up.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I think think Samwell, as they're sort of talking and they've stopped for a moment in their walk, like he folds his arms across his plate with a little rattle and a chink. And he's sort of nodding and going along with it, but he's really trying to think through his options here. He was not expecting to be accosted in this way. He has certainly never been accosted about the Battle of Brimstone in a way that suggests that he's culpable for the campaign. And I don't think that he's prepared for how to argue this, how to get out of this situation, or even what the right route is. So I think he's just going to consider.
Mm-hmm. Another option I wanted to suggest as well for you, based on that role play, is withdraw. If you wanted to try and up your intrigue defense, have a little look at that too. Like if you want to change your mind, then let me know for sure.
Yeah,
you can
I
take
think withdrawal might hurt my intrigue defense more than it would help it.
No, that's fine. So you consider.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll a straight up influence with my the convince I was going for. Oh, Leo, you are awful. Cool. All right. So I'm guessing a 5 doesn't beat your intrigue defense.
No.
The least is 6 normally. All right. Cool. Pick your new back over the top of the round. You can raise or lower your disposition if you would like to. Up or down 1 step.
Okay.
And he... would you wait for him to speak up next?
No, I think if there's a pause, Samwell would cut through it with just sort of a light laugh and a bit of a smile and say, "I'm sorry that we do not know each other that well yet, my lord. I'm new to court and to politics. I'm new to war. I'm very excited about the possibility of perhaps creating more peace where there wasn't peace before, and making new friends, learning things that I don't know. There's so much that I don't know. And I hope that I can rely on experienced lords like you, so that I may one day guide House Tarly in a great direction for the better of the realm. So when you ask me, my lord, do I regret the campaign's failure, or do I regret the campaign at all? I'll tell you this. When I was down in Dorne, blade to blade, I saw nothing there that suggested that any man that fell at my sword deserved to die any more than my soldiers and our knights. And that's a memory that I will not forget.
I can understand that, Samuel. I felt very much the same when I had to go to campaign against my own Bannerlords when the rebellion ignited. Highgarden always calls, Samuel, as it did when Aegon the Conqueror called my family to serve it. And honestly, I'm asking you to do the same. Pursuing exactly what you're telling me. Friendship with our Dornish friends. Peace in our 7 kingdoms. The King's peace. The reach for the crown. And above all, for the stability of our holdfasts.
It's such a complicated thing, my lord. Peace. How does one obtain it? How does one not let it slip through their fingers? When we speak together, of peace with Dorne and our brothers down there. What is your vision for accomplishing that?
There are ways. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm not suggesting anything now, but my marriage to my wife, Lady Casella, has opened my eyes to their way of life, to their needs, their desires, all very much just men, like anyone. And it pains me to see a campaign like the Brimstone erupt again from my kingdom. So I'm entreating lords that I know that I trust, or that I might get to know, to trust, and doing what we can to serve the crown. Prince Maekar did, as I guess why we are all here, complicate matters somewhat by bestowing Blackmont on his lordship, Salary Peak, but he did so with a royal prerogative that was maybe out of step with the order of King Daeron's kingdom. But it is my duty, as I said, to serve Highgarden. And I believe our words strike somewhat of a idea when it comes to establishing peace. And that's growing strong. Cementing our roots and finding alliances where we can, not enemies.
My lord, House Tarly has words too. First in battle.
I know.
But I am not my father's son. I am, but I'm more. There's a young generation of lords here in this realm who want peace more than anything. And I do not care for battle. I have seen it. It is ugly. I care for peace. I would have us be the leaders working with you, my lord, in your house to make it happen, to bring peace between the Reach and Dorne. It does complicate things when we're here together, friends, enemies, and something as small as a song or a whisper can ruin that peace.
Alright, Don, why don't you make a roll for me? We're about time.
I think, I'm torn. So it's definitely an influence. It's halfway between a charm and a convince, because he's trying to like warm him up to him.
Yeah.
Do you think that would be charm, or is this more?
I would take either, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll roll, and I'm gonna go ahead and use my bonus die that I got.
You've got those considered bonus dice that you must use this round or you'll lose them.
Oh, right. Yeah, so I'll save my bonus die from status, then I'll just use those considers.
And just remember, you can't roll more bonus dice than you have test dice as well.
Cool. 23 with 3 6s.
That is 3 degrees of success and a 3/6 crit as well. So, what is your persuasion rank?
4.
So it's 4 times 3, 12. Take that off.
And the critical hit, it says hurtful words, but that's not really what he's doing. Is it mechanically still effective? Okay.
Yeah. So basically, his composure's reduced to 0. I'm going to give you this one. So he likes you better. So I'm going to record that now for him. So his disposition towards you is going to be increased by 1.
Okay.
As that's the consequence. And so, what was your objective? Because he will then I've got to make a decision now that we've got these new rules about obligations, to decide whether to. Well, actually, tell me your objective, and then I decide whether to take the consequence in the objective.
Samuel's objective is to squeeze out of Leo Tyrell the information regarding what his stance and plans are regarding the current conflicts in the region. What's his plan? Like, what does he want, and what's he doing about it? He wants to know because Sam doesn't know anything about Leo Tyrell.
Okay, nice one. What I will say is that you guys actually hit it off pretty well, at least from what you're playing to him. And he essentially then invites you to come and meet him at the Champions Glade, to head over there tomorrow in between the last few rounds of the melee, and they can talk approach. They can talk a little bit of politics as well. That's Sam code for I'm going to get back to you.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I'll take it. An IOU.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sam will just smile and nod.
He'll for sure do that, and I'll take the consequence as well.
Okay. And smile and nod and say, I look forward to learning, my lord.
Nice. So reveal to Samuel his plans for I'm gonna say the rebellious lords under him. So we know what that means, right? He's had various lords go off and do this campaign. Cool. Alright. That is all recorded. Enzo. We are going to move over to the hospitality area and the smith's camp. Two small glades joined together, and is a nice focal point for the tourney grounds themselves. Just behind them, the actual lists. But here, small folk and hedge knights all around this hospitality tent. Literally hanging outside of this hospitality tent. There's a crowd. There is beer, wine, possibly even some narrow sea spirits, all being drunk.
Oh, good.
And many people in many cups are enjoying themselves. You can hear music, mummers. You can hear poetry being recited. But more than ever, you can hear people laughing and joking. On the other side of the little enclosure here is the smith's area. And more than yesterday, there are knights getting their armor mended. Getting big gouges patched up. And big dents being hammered out. And there's a kind of strange juxtaposition between the laughter and the music and the frivolity of the tent and this like clanging of blacksmith hammers on anvils, forming some kind of like strange percussive chorus themselves on the other side. But so you are here to talk to a young smith
Yeah,
who sold you some armor the other day.
indeed. I have the 2 guards with me. Do I?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
As you like.
So I would like to find that smith.
Mhm.
I assume he's in his area, the store area that he set up.
He is, and like a lot of smiths here, he is busy at his anvil, uh, banging out a chest plate's dents.
Okay. So Enzo will approach, and he'll have the 2 guards kind of behind him on either side, and he'll kind of look at the armor, what's available, and smile at him. Ah, my friend, it has. How is business going?
Good sir, you grace me with your presence again here. Would you be interested in some more armor? Perhaps a weapon? I haven't quite got the folds into the Bravosi blade yet, but I have some other. I've modelled an Arak, and he's kind of like trying to kind of slightly nervously show you around some of his cooler stuff. And he's formed. He's done a kind of copycat version of like the curved blade from the Dothraki Sea.
Yeah.
It's probably not very well balanced, but he's given it a go as more of a showpiece.
Yeah.
And he's done a few bits and bobs, all still looking of Castle Forge quality. But with notably lower prices.
And interesting. It is unusual that such fine equipment is so unreasonably cheap. How do you do it?
Well, I don't think it's unreasonable, sir, if I'm honest. Have you come to buy something? I'd like you to roll for initiative.
Okay.
As he starts to like twig there might be something
All right.
different here going on.
There you go. 12 for me.
8. So you're going to go first, of course.
Okay.
And you're going to get +1 bonus dice as an environmental quality for the 2 guards standing behind
Very
you.
nice.
To intimidation checks.
Cool. Is that for the entire intrigue or just one?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay, cool.
It's for intimidation checks.
Okay, gotcha.
That's the limiter.
So Enzo's kind of have a look around. No, I am not here to buy anything. I am here to do you a favor, my friend. That is what I'm. What is your name?
Godric, sir.
Godric. Of course. Well, the armor you sold me earlier was it did the job well, and at such a very, very nice price. Which brings me to the issue that we have here. You see, it is unusual that someone of your skill in selling such to sell things at such a cheap price. And in my mind, there are really only a few ways that someone can do that. Primarily, the one is that most of these goods are stolen. And he kind of just pops it down to think. So they are able to sell reasonable because a stolen good, everything you earn is profit. Alternatively, you could just be barely making any profit at all. Which one is it? Which is it? Are you stolen, or are you barely making a profit at all with the goods you are selling?
Sir, no, I'm not a thief.
So you are barely making a profit.
I'm making a good living, thank you for your concern.
But that is good.
Sir, may I ask, have you been put up to this?
It is my responsibility to ensure that every single person here is safe. And that people represented and give good, honest prices. And I feel that your prices are a little too cheap. I would simply suggest that you increase the price to a more that would allow a more suitable suitable for the occasion. You will make more profit.
I would like you to make your action now, and
Okay. I'm still going to go with the friendly. I'm trying to be charmful. You know, I mean, there's a little kind of thing behind it, but essentially he's going to go with the, hey, we're friends here. Just raise your prices. You'll get more profit this way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want him to like me more. So I'm going to go for a charm.
Okay. Yeah, it was nice. I'm. Oh, okay.
33. Oh, sorry.
Sure.
33 with 3 6s.
That is going to be 4 degrees of success.
Cool.
With 3 6s, so he gets a point of frustration, which I think is warranted.
Is it persuasion?
It's persuasion rank for your.
All right, my
damage,
persuasion rank is 4, so it's like 18.
Yeah, that's a lot. He's gonna crumble. Raise my prices.
That is all. Raise your prices to match those more around the area. You will make more profit.
I worry I'll see fewer knights walk these stalls and
Fewer knights. Fewer knights walk these stalls, not when you tell people that Enzo Sal has bought from here.
I'm Enzo Sala. This is my favourite store in the Citadel.
Done that twice already now. I'm going for it.
Okay. And like the game's quest, that you'll never have to worry about consequences of endorsing every single stall.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, his eyes light up at that, and he is falling about himself to thank you for that. All the while, 2 hollow hearts stand over your 2 shoulders, looking down at the poor guy. Okay, cool.
And he'll just kind of, it is not trouble at all. Now, don't work too late. There's plenty of food and drink to have, yes?
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do while you're around this area, before you head up to the keep, as you are expected?
Grab a drink.
Sure thing.
That's about it, really. I don't think there's anyone really. You know what? Just for a thing, I'm going to grab a drink and I'm going to listen and see what the common folk are talking about.
Yay!
Why not?
Yay!
Why not?
All right, cool. I'm going to remind myself of the difficulty for this, because it increases the shorter time that you do this. So this is knowledge streetwise.
Okay, then it's not a good start for me, but you know.
If you spend 4 hours, so I'll give you this, and it's somewhat narrative, but I think it then lends us a kind of permission of when you actually will turn up to the keep.
Okay.
You can do a test with a target number of 15 and spend 4 hours doing this. So you'll arrive quite late into the night. Like the feasting will have all kind of been done and and will be wrapping up as you arrive. It will just mean that I frame things a little bit differently later.
No, I want to be there for the feast. I'm hungry.
Or you can spend an hour and make a very hard test, difficulty 18.
He wants to be there for the feast. So this was more of just grab a drink, have a listen, and go. So I'll take the very hard 18.
Okay. Remember, this is quite powerful, though, Tom. Like, you could ask me anything, and I will answer it.
I can do it, but I have to hit all 6s.
You've got 2 test dice and 2 bonus dice in your frame, friend.
I do.
Use them.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? Let's use a test die and a bonus die and see what we get.
Very nice.
Why not? So, so increase that to 4. 1 bonus dice and see what happens. Oh!
Oh. Tom,
Can I get a 1 from somewhere, please?
somewhere?
Just anywhere. It's just 1.
Tom, for that, I will give you a question.
Okay.
But I might lie or obfuscate.
Of course. Okay. A question. How do I do this? Sorry, I've got to think now. There's so many that I want to ask. I'm just thinking of one.
If you need to talk it out with the others, you can.
No, it's just more like it's whether or not decisions. Okay. What is the current? What would I gauge would be the current mood of the Dornish? Are they enjoying themselves? Are they not enjoying themselves? Are they angry? Just a general feel.
Sure.
Like,
it's a mixed bag, right?
okay.
They are happier now that they are able to beat the shit out of some other people.
Good.
The Dornish ladies who are here are enjoying the festivities. The Dornish hedge knights here are just as ambitious as the hedge knights of the Reach and the rest of the Seven Kingdoms.
Okay. So I just thought of a better question, but it's too late now. It's fine.
Go on, ask it.
I was going to ask, are there any people talking about a lord or lady with a foreign servant? It's very specific, though, and it's quite kind of...
Yeah.
There are, but I don't get a name.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Finish my drink and head up to the castle.
Okay. Miria.
Hello.
Oh, we are rocketing through these tonight, friends.
Oh.
Right. How do you make your way up to the keep tonight?
So she after her bout, she dashed back to get
Slowly but surely, streams are coming back because it was There we go.
Oh,
I think
we're back.
Yeah.
Oh, hello everyone. Sorry about that. Are we good? Scream in chat if we're good.
I see his back on browser.
Fantastic. Good. Okay. So I just didn't catch the very last little end bit of that. So you are with Ellery, or you are not with Ellery?
If Ellery's available, she would be with Ellery.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean she's sticking by him.
Mm-hmm. Strolling up on horseback.
They're probably just strolling up.
Nice. Okay.
I think they're just trying to get any time they can together, right? Just have a nice little.
It's just like I can imagine actually the little route up to the keep.
Uh-huh.
It's like almost a little promenade each night now of kind of lords and ladies and knights walking up there. Yeah, nice. Okay. Well, sticking by him is short-lived along this walk.
Of course it is.
As the beautiful curly hair of Lord Stefan Jourdain sidles up to the two of you and asks, My lord, Peak, Lady Miria. Might I have a moment of your time?
Of course. Both of us or just me?
I am sorry, sir, but Lady Marcia asked me to see Lady Miria. Privately. At her behest. And Ellery is right put out, like... A bit kind of like, you know, why wasn't I informed kind of
Yeah.
thing, right? Like, the fuck?
I think at the name
And he looks at
Lady
you,
Marcia,
right?
yeah, as he says Lady Marcia, Maria's looks also confused. But she gives Ellery like a little small smile and squeezes his arm, because I imagine she's got her arm through his.
Yeah.
Go on ahead, I'll catch up.
Okay, you'll be alright.
I'll be all right.
He gives Lord Jourdain like a bit of a kind of side eye, like, what are you up to? But walks ahead. Actually catches up with some other knights to have a chat about swords and shit, whatever boys talk about.
Yeah. Boy stuff.
Boy stuff. And roll initiative for me.
Oh fuck! Here we go. 9.
Oh, my first go of the night. Nice. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let's start off properly. So, consider your disposition towards him, and then consider any objectives you might have. And they can adapt during the intrigue as well, and as can the dispositions. So yeah, but think about your first technique, what your approach might be, and then we can work on the exchange. I wanted to just to make sure that you were okay after the feast, the song. I could understand perhaps why you maybe took it more harshly than the other feature ladies.
Yes, I don't really have cause to celebrate the murder of my cousin.
None of us really do. It would be rude of me perhaps, but how were you finding things now?
How do you mean?
Well, seeing as that you are to be wed to Lord Ellery over there, and that he is the Lord of Blackmont as well as Starpack, so...
Yes, well, I don't hold Ellery responsible for it. He may have been there, but it was Prince Maekar that made him take the field.
Yes. As the song goes.
As the song goes. And Marion does that sort of like angry look off to the side.
Sure thing. Okay. So, I would like you, please, to... well, actually, sorry, it's my action, isn't it? Just talking to myself here. Just wanted to check. Ooh, okay. Okay. That'll be a 9 against your intrigue defense.
That is not successful.
Okay. And your action then?
I'm going to retarget.
Okay.
So where's my awareness? Empathy. Let's go. 11. Ooh.
Does not succeed.
Damn, Maria, you suck today. What's happening?
And how goes your lots for the other round? Do you know yet?
Not yet.
Again, forgive me if I intrude, but does he know?
He does. I told him yesterday, the day before. He was a little bit surprised and concerned, but supportive.
This is ludicrous. If this tourney were held at the Water Gardens or the southern coast, you would not have to hide your face, dress up in such ridiculous an attire. You would fight alongside us, men, like anyone could.
Yes, if only things were different. But then again, growing up as I did, I've learned to hide a lot of things about me. It's nothing new.
Oh,
Do you not hear? I'm the daughter of a traitor.
sorry. Well, Lord Greenmont did side with the red dragon. Yes?
No.
He didn't?
That's why I was warded at Summerhall. To ensure my family's cooperation.
Ah. He black then.
Mm.
Well, it's been some years now. I hope some of these things can start to be forgiven, maybe, but perhaps looked upon if that is the only thing that we can ask for. You did did you enjoy your time there?
At Summerhall?
Yes.
No. I was a girl of 11, taken from my home, forced to live with strangers, forced to look after children younger than myself. I didn't see my family. I didn't see anyone. And there at the court, imagine being a child and forced to listen to the horrible things people say about you because of your birth, your family.
Your guilt by association.
Of course.
It must have been quite a shock when your uncle showed up.
Wasn't it just? We all know how that ended.
We do. We are standing here now. And I'm going to retarget. 15.
Hang on. So it's against my passive deception.
Plus your
Then I
cunning.
get to, yes, add my cunning. So 16.
Oh! Okay.
This is like the most West Wing walk and talk that we've had in this
I'm
show.
watching
yet.
Designated Survivor at the moment. It's a lot of walking in corridors that happens. This is a walking in corridor scene. 100%.
Yeah, we're having a really good walk and talk right now.
100%. Your action.
I'm just gonna do an influence with charm. I think she's just going. She's hitting the usual Miria buttons.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So.
The myriad buttons.
And add a 2 to that. That's 20.
Very nice. That is going to be.
And
Aha.
we're back.
Hello, friends. We're back. I don't know what you missed, honestly. But Miri was just actually effective at intrigue, whereas my character apparently was just written on the back of a napkin in a drunken haze. He's got other priorities, right? So yes, okay, nice, charmy. I think you carry on down, up the path
Hmm.
a bit further along. A little bit of nice, charming natter for a bit.
Yeah.
And then he comes around to the conversation. And how is your betrothal? I can imagine such an announcement has some preceding time behind it. Have you been courting long? Enjoy his company.
And Maria is kind of like, she doesn't talk about her feelings often, so she's kind of just like, yes, I've known the Lord Ellery for a few years now. On visits to Blackmont, we've courted, and yes.
That is an incredibly courteous lie.
Excuse me?
Come on, where is the passion?
The passion. Yes, I think you forget the part where we're in the Reach.
That is very funny. There's passion everywhere. You can find it, you can mold it, you can make it. I have known northern houses. The most passionate of unions have happened. Beyond the wall, of course, there's nothing but passion, I hear. But I would not discount it. This is a political union, not really one for passion anywhere. And he's kind of like dealing these cards a little bit like his. I'm gonna try a fast talk because I don't.
No, I love it.
I don't roll shit like this very often. Which is persuasion test versus your passive will. If I succeed, you lose your cunning rank from their intrigue defense until the start of the next exchange. Until the end of the next exchange. Oh. Yes. Right. Hang on. Hang on. What's the thing? Okay. Cool. I will remember that. This is. I can't lie to myself. I think this was charm. I'm not going to be that guy.
You do got a bonus die.
Any ones? No ones. Okay. Oh, he's got injury as well. That's why it's rubbish. Yeah, okay.
Does he got an injury? Oh yeah, I injured him.
Yeah, he's limping. Up the hill. A 15 versus your intrigue defense.
You're one away.
What?
I got 16.
How the living shit? Okay. It's a lot of defense. Okay.
But I think Maria is
passive
flustered
will.
by this.
Yeah.
She
Hang on, passive will.
Yeah.
16.
My will is 4.
Oh, of course, it's times 4. Yeah.
Yeah, it's times 4. Maria is flustered by this. She doesn't talk about feelings or passion or anything like that. So it's not wholly a political marriage, but Lord Ellery has been very proper and observing protocols and lordly manners.
My lady, if you're going to build a marriage, then you will have to navigate your way through those things, away from those things, steal moments together, some passion.
As well. And she doesn't know what to say at this.
How will you even sire any children? My gods.
Clearly things are much different in Dawn then.
Do the men have the children? Is that how it works?
Huh. Listen,
speak your mind.
No, I'm sorry. This is all very strange and new to me. But you said Lady Marzia asked you to speak to me.
She did.
What about, if I may ask?
Make your action roll for me.
Yeah.
Then we'll keep it going.
Yeah. I'm just going to influence him again.
Sure thing.
22.
Whoa. 3 degrees.
That will be 12.
Okay. You have defeated him. Is that your objective?
No. She wants to know what his deal is.
She
and
wants to
why
know.
he's so eager to talk to her. So she wants to keep this conversation going. She doesn't want to stop it.
Yeah. Okay. Technique was charm, so he will increase his disposition towards you, which I will record here. Greenmont, reach, liege, Leo, appearance, sure, whatever. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So I'll take that. God, I'm doing this off memory, so he might fuck it up. I might fuck it up. But he basically allow me to come clean. The Lady Marcia perhaps entreated me to just do a little digging about any possible matches that you might have amongst the Dornish households. It seemed to me that your stepmother does not necessarily fully endorse your arrangement with Ellery.
Miria's face drops for a moment because she had no idea. Oh, I see. Did she have anyone in mind?
I am not sure, honestly. I wondered if you did.
My lord, I've barely left these mountains since I got back here. Part of this tournament was for me to get to know everyone. I would very much like, though, to get to know Dornish houses more. My family are Dornish. Becoming ever more important in my life, Dawn. About yourself, who would you recommend?
Oh. Third-born sons, bastards, and old men, a lot of them. I'm afraid there is very few pickings around the Seventh Kingdom of late. A lot of young lords quickly married in the last few years because, of course, because of the Black Dragon.
I know all about that.
Really?
Hmm. When I was at Ironwood, my god's father's brother was married to a young Martell girl.
Lord Horatio, yes, he's married to a daughter of Miss Maron.
Yes.
Yes, I'm aware of the match. I don't know them necessarily, personally. I believe I've met Horatio maybe twice.
What did you make of him?
Young, obnoxious, strangely excited with the world.
Sounds like the man I met. Strangely unconcerned with his house. More about personal hedonism.
Interesting. Perhaps that goes some way to... for me to figure out why he did nothing while Prince Maron bombarded his own keep with Scorpion boats to put down a rebellion. To put down the rebellion that Lord Horatio was suffering himself. But still...
It was hardly a rebellion, my lord.
Really?
I would know I was in the midst of it.
Well, isn't that intriguing? Are you on the dais tonight, or do you dine where you like?
I presume Lady Marcia will want me on the dais, but I can always pay a visit.
I would love to host you at our table for just one course, perhaps.
Of course.
I will see you tonight then. And perhaps you can find some passion. As Lord Ellery is still kind of just off the way, and maybe for the last few minutes has just been kind of glancing back towards you as you've had quite a few minutes with kind of a good 10-15 minutes now speaking with Stefan. You're nearing the keep now, though. Is there anything else that you want to do? Any short-term stuff? Just briefly tag on maybe the end of this scene.
I don't think she's anything she wants to do with like Jordan or Ellery at this point. I think if she sees Enzo, she's gonna be like, "Thanks for the armor, I didn't die. Also, were you watching?"
Nice.
But I don't think there's anything worthy of like a full scene about it.
Sure. Okay. Cool. Okay. Samuel. Oh man, we are rocketing through these tonight. Okay. Where do we find you this evening? Now that the sun has just set, there is still that odd twilight of the kind of early evening sky. The wind has died down a little. Would you stay at your camp? Head up to the hospitality tent?
I think he probably waits until it's night, like the sunset entirely, to leave his tent. So, and then he would go to the hospitality camp. So I think probably, he stays in his tent. Maybe he cleans up a little because it was a mess. He makes sure, is the chicken still there?
Oh yes, the cluck is still clucking around. Yeah.
Okay. I think he ponders and talks to the chicken for a little while, trying to figure out a name. And he goes through like 20 or 30 names, and none of them really just feel right for this chicken. So he gives up on that. He writes a letter, seals the letter, and as he's sort of cleaning up the letter in his hand, he probably would stuff it like underneath some dirty robes that he's put into a pile in one corner in the tent, so it's out of view. Then he gets dressed, and he'll dress tonight wearing loose fitting, a little more comfortable linen pants, and green tunic that is embroidered with these intertwining golden vines and a couple of flowers. And he does his hair, he washes his face. He takes the time to clean up. So if he makes a late appearance to the hospitality tent, he doesn't look like he was fighting in a melee today.
Okay. You step outside of your tent, and Gregor is doing his own work, just mending a little of the straps of your armor. And as you pass him by, you notice the clopping of hooves coming down that dirt track that leads off towards the hospitality tent. And they sound as if they're coming closer. As you look around, a fairly tall figure sits atop. You can't quite make out the colours in the darkness of the night. Gregor's got a little campfire going that sheds a bit of light across the glade, but your eyes still need to adjust. And there are two other sets of hooves following very closely behind.
Samuel doesn't pay the hooves any attention just yet, but he'll sort of slowly step closer to Gregor by the fire so that he's within maybe like reach of his sword. And he just, without trying to alarm Gregor, just sort of pat him on the shoulder. And he says, "I'm sorry about this morning. I hope you enjoyed yourself last night, Gregor."
It was some relief after the last few weeks of travel and scrubbing.
Well, I encourage you to find relief wherever you can. Just remember, there are some duties that you can shirk and some you cannot.
With all due respect, my lord, I don't think that's something a knight should be telling their squire.
Well, we're more than
And he actually
knight
cracks
and
a smile
squire.
and kind of just there's one little laugh that comes out.
We're more than knight and squire. We're friends too, and I want you to have fun while we're here. Just make sure that I'm where I need to be when I need to be there, please.
Understood, my lord. Don't worry.
Thank you.
And as you're saying that, you notice from your awareness and your just sense of spatial awareness, the hooves have come closer, and one set of them have gone from clomping on the kind of hard, kind of stomped in mud of the track. They've effectively disappeared from sound, having transferred over onto grass.
How far off is that grass?
It's the grass of your glade. So probably the edge of your glade, say 20 yards.
He gently
yards
squeezes. He gently squeezes Gregor's shoulder where he's patting it, and he doesn't let go, so that Gregor feels just a slight increase in tension that holds on his shoulder. As he just sort of cranes his head towards the darkness, a slight smile on his face, and calls out, "Who goes there, friend?"
Sam, glad I finally found you. And the full bearded face of your father sits atop a brown courser, and his eyes flicker in the camp light of your camp.
His smile, like, it doesn't go away, but it gets tight, like just a little pained. And he, "Father, I'm glad that you finally found me. Were you looking today at the tournament? I was there all day."
I know, alas, I've just arrived myself. Why are you camped so
course.
far out here?
Well, to be honest, I liked this spot better, Father. It's a bleak ground down there, and there's a nice shade here.
I can see that.
Where are you camping?
Well, the Tarleys are camping here by the looks of it, so I might join you. And he motions to the other two knights on horseback, and we can come up with some people, like kind of a master at arms or whatnot, and they're coming down the slope. It probably isn't out of the ordinary, but they are wearing armor. They are carrying arms. But they also have pretty full saddlebags, and there are just a few more camp followers that come down the way as well. And they will essentially start to set up.
Sort of watches as the new Tarly men swarm around and start to increase the size of their previously quiet and cozy camp. And he'll offer to help his father down off his horse.
Oh, he takes that, and he creaks off his horse, and then he takes a couple of steps to plant himself down. On his back, the glistening kind of silvery steel of Heartsbane shimmers in the campfire light as he does so. And then he finally takes two grieved steps down onto the floor, and then meets your eye level, and then gives you a solid dad hug.
And that does release some tension that Sam had been feeling, and he throws himself into the hug as well. And there's a solid, like, he gives as good as he gets with the hug.
Nice. Gregor, some Beer, if there's any going. Wine, if not. Yes, my lord. And then Gregor goes off and probably fetches some wine from your tent, rather than
Sure.
go all the way to get beer from the hospitality tent.
Sure. Sam will, as this is going on, Sam will kind of step back and invite his father a little closer to the campfire that's already going. And he says, "You've missed quite a lot. I hope there's no trouble on the road."
No, no trouble at all. You'll have to tell me, how have you fared?
Well, it's been an eventful few days. We had the ball that they hosted up at their new castle last night. Was a fine event. I heard that there was a song that stirred up the Dornish, unfortunately.
There's quite a few of those. You'll have to narrow it down.
It's some new song. I didn't hear it myself, but it deals with more recent troubles. I did win the archery tournament today.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm on in the melee as well. First go at it was relatively easy. I'm excited about the night.
Already a champion?
There are no champions, I'm afraid. The champions were canceled by the Lady Marcia. I believe, and I'm not sure why, that it probably has something to do with the tension going on around here.
Have the Dornish lords encountered, made any trouble?
And no, not at all. Not that I've seen. They've been very amiable. I've had a chance to speak with several of them. I've been trying to do what I can in your absence to show that House Tarly is here and that we want to make friends with others.
Right. Sam, I'm not here for pleasure, I'm afraid. We're here on business.
I see. Is this business that I might be able to assist you with, Father?
Absolutely. I'll have you for it too. We're here to gather up a few other Reacher Lords. Start making your way south again.
And where is it you're going?
The only way that is south. Dawn. And I'll have you come with me.
Before the tournament's over?
If we are going to get a drop on these Dornish lords, then yes, before the tourney is out. I can count on you, can't I, Sam?
Of course, always, Father. Which house are we targeting?
The full plan hasn't yet been formed. But if we're to head south from these Red Mountains, then perhaps we can actually turn our attention more towards Corgal rather than Brimstone.
I always support you and our house and our friends. But as I get older, I want very much to understand the great thinking and strategy behind why we do what we do. Is this a matter of revenge, or Is there something to be gained from this?
It's not revenge, Sam. It goes deeper and further than something petty. You can hear me all right, Don, can't you?
Yeah.
Sorry, you
Just
were tapping anything.
my internet's a little unstable.
Oh.
He kind of bobs his head a little and he says, so what is it we have to gain from this?
I would like you to roll initiative for me on intrigue, actually.
Okay.
We're gonna chuck this in here.
All right. That's fair.
I got something so objective. That's me an objective.
It's 17.
That's a 22. What, 24
Yeah.
head of house.
It's a good roll. And then my status versus his intrigue defense is a 19. I don't know how many degrees of success that is.
So he's a status of 4, which is
Okay.
just on the cusp of that breeding test. Okay. 19 is actually 3 degrees.
Okay, so that's 2 bonus dice.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Think of your disposition towards your father. Think of what objective you might have here for him. Intrigues can be quite powerful. You might even be able to dissuade him from this course of action because you're actually having this kind of tete-a-tete. And then just think of your first technique that you want to use towards him. My son, the Dornish lords. He says Dornish quite loudly and then like steels himself as he realizes they're still just out in the open, even though they're a bit far away from camp. I have enjoyed influence and power that they have never experienced before, that we have never experienced before. The rights given to us by the Seven, the legacy of the Reach, of High Garden, of Heart, is it Heart Home? High Heart, I think, is their holdfast, isn't it?
Tarly is Hornhill.
Hornhill, that's the one.
Yeah.
There. And even Hornhill. Throughout our time, ruling as we have since the first men, we have rightly enjoyed that influence amongst other kingdoms. We've had some prestige at King's Landing, and he describes a King's Guard from like 75 years ago or something and stuff like this. And yet all it seemed to me was a single marriage by the Targaryens, a politically convenient marriage of the time, to settle a dispute that they really have no understanding of, like we do. The Dornish have ridden roughshod over our lands for eons. And then they use that marriage to the now king to worm their way at his side. Have you heard who the Hand of the King is now?
Of course.
We can't let them grasp at a power that they are not entitled to. I'm just going to roll my action now because that is nasty. So I'm not going to drill into that. He is going to roll. Convince. Any bonus dice, friends? I've been role playing my heart out, and my NPCs are rubbish.
I say
2.
bonus die.
2.
I give you 2. Yeah, he's going for it.
Okay.
And he's not wrong about Martel.
Okay. 14 against your intrigue defense.
Against my intrigue defense. Which is wrong sheet. That is 2 degrees of success.
Okay. So it's going to be 6 composure damage. Absorbed a little bit by your DR.
Mm-hmm.
And then off we go. It's over to your action. You could roll if you want right now, Donna. You could have a little bit of a reply if you want.
Yeah, he's being an attentive son, and he says a little bit. He just sort of follows up with a simple, but that still doesn't answer my question. What do we have to gain strategically? I'm just trying to understand. If I understand, then one day, when I am head of our house, I may make decisions that are just as good for the Reach.
If we can strike a Dornish house to the degree that they don't feel safe any longer under their liege lord, then the Martells will invariably suffer when it comes to support, both at home at Sunspear and in the Red Keep. It will degrade them, humiliate them. It will show Dawn to not be as powerful as they make out. It's about proving a point. And he's putting forth this slightly loose political kind of idea or direction for what he's trying to do.
He nods his head and just continues to listen. I think I'm gonna consider again.
Okay.
For this turn. But he's listening.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually he says, just as our houses, though, in the Reach don't all agree with one another, and even when rebellion strikes, we stand on opposite fields from each other. Isn't it that way in Dorne, too? There are those who support the Martells, and there are those who don't. Already, those lines are drawn. You've stood on one side of that line years ago. Do you regret that decision?
Boy, if you're referring to Blackfyre, then I don't regret it for a moment. But you mustn't talk like that now. I don't think there's much hope for Bittersteel and his young king. If the burning of Tyrosh didn't see to that, well, I don't know what will. Of course, there are rumours, always rumours, but I'd imagine only the Bloodraven really knows what's going on in Tyrosh right now. No, we must fight for our Westeros. Our 6 kingdoms. Forget the Black Dragon. He's not coming to help us now. I'm going to chuck another convince in here.
Okay.
Hey, roleplay dice.
Yeah, go on then.
Alright. I'll chuck one in here. Oh, a 16. Ooh.
All right. I'm going to use today's Anointed to boost my passive defense by 5.
Hang on a second. It's still the same day as the melee. Did you use it in the melee?
Oh, he used it. Was it in the? He did use it in the melee.
Hmm.
So it's like refresh at dawn.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
So-
yeah, like long rest
then that's two-
situation.
Yeah. Then that's a 2 degrees then.
Okay. That is another 6
Okay.
composure.
Oof. All right.
Remember, you can take
There's
frustration.
this.
Each point of frustration will absorb your will rank of composure damage or influence damage.
Okay.
And remember to absorb some by your DR as well.
He listens and he listens, and after there's a moment of quiet, he smiles a bit and he laughs, and he says, "I'm not speaking of that. I'm just trying to learn, Father. And I understand this conflict, this passion that you have, and you know that I am a knight, and I know what that means now. I will support you and our house, of course. But if your intention is to embarrass the Martells, to weaken their strength with the Dornish houses, you can do it right here with all of these lords gathered around. You don't have to march in the morning. You can stay. We can be members of the Reach and the Realm and represent our house proudly at the tournament and at the feast. I can show you that I can make our house proud. And if we have to fight, we have to fight. But right now, we don't. We can stay and be merry. I would like to catch up as father and son. I would like for people to see us together so that they know who I am. And they'll never know me if I'm just riding behind you in campaign after campaign. There are Dornish lords here that want the same thing you do. I have spoken to them. We can win here.
Roll me that test. That's influence, right? You got your 2 bonus dice as well.
And this is going to be convince, I guess.
This is so juicy. I've got to turn my fan up. Oh.
I'll just maximize it. Oh wait, I have a test die too. I'm going to use it.
Okay. How many? Sorry, how many? So using the test die, using any more of the bonus dice from the frame?
No, just the 2 that I got from status, and then the 2 that I got from my consider.
Okay.
23 with 2 crits.
Woo. That is 3 degrees of success. Yeah. I think so.
It reduces his disposition rating by 1. Not his disposition, just the right. Like he doesn't get.
It pierces his DR. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's your dad, so he's not going to DR anymore, basically, for this one thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So 3 degrees of success. That was what was it? A convince.
A convince.
Yeah. Okay. So will rank times by 3.
So it's not his best. 9.
9. Okay. You see him get visibly frustrated. And he wants to describe that it's not the same. These are knights at play. And if you're going to attack someone seriously, that very quickly is seen by people who know what they are looking for. Not only are there reasons for judges to be on these panels for fairness and for draws and such things, but to watch cheaters, if we were to actually make a play at trying to ransom or kill one of the lords here, and obviously he's jumping like three steps ahead to probably what you're saying, but he's going towards that now. But he I like to imagine if that's the right Dom. He does that quite kind of masculine thing, like clasps you around the back of the neck and like pulls you in a bit further, as he repeats the house words to you. First in battle. You're a man grown now, Sam. You can take the van and you can command an army. And he presses upon you the idea of like bigging you up. You being the one at the front, taking the van, being like the hero. I'm going to use the bonus dice I've got in my frame. One last time. Another 16. Another 2 degrees.
Yep.
I'm guessing. Another 6 composure damage.
I'm going to take a point of frustration.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did that actually knock off his thing? It should have. Hang on. No. Okay, that is actually 12.
Oh, okay. Then I don't have to take a point of frustration.
So I put his point of frustration in. You know that little box there on the sheet. I put that in, but it's not counting it. So thanks, sheet.
Thanks, sheet. Okay.
Thanks, George. Yeah. Right. Okay. Cool. So yeah, was that maybe just 1 degree of success?
1 degree.
At that point, so that's just 3.
Okay. He claps his father on the shoulders. His father claps him on the back of the neck. And he smiles and he says, "Father, I know our house words. I know our histories. I know what great things you have done with your life. But I am a man now. I have proven myself to you and to our house. And if I'm to ever lead our armies to keep the peace in Dorne and the Reach, then I have to be able to make decisions. I have to be able to make mistakes. I do not believe that this is a mistake. But I'm telling you, I have been here for 2 days, and there is something happening here, right now, an opportunity. And I believe that we can win this battle together if we stay. And I'm asking that you believe in me and that you trust me. I'm your son.
Of course I believe in you. Of course I trust you.
Then stay with me. Here, let's work together. Without riding off to battle this time, there will be battles to come.
Roll those dice for me, Don. I'm going to give you a bonus dice for the roleplay. That's very good. Very good. Oh, juicy fruits. I keep seeing chat like. Oh.
I have a couple of. How many bonus die do I have hanging up out there?
Four big ones.
I'm gonna use 2 of them. I'm gonna use one of them. I'll use one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. A 19 with 1 crit.
That is very nice. That will net you 3 degrees of success. Just.
Okay. That's 9 composure damage.
And that is enough to defeat him.
That was close.
What is your objective?
My objective is to get him to, instead of riding off and driving into Dorne, to start a fight, to stay at the tournament, and to let Samwell sort of take the lead on their goals, their house goals, and what they do here, for them to work together, but for Sam to kind of take responsibility.
Sure thing. So what he says to you at the close of this, because I like where it's going, I'm going to have him fulfill the obligation. You're right, Sam. You're right. Tomorrow night, come with me. Meet our benefactor, and you can lead the planning. If that involves staying here, at least in the short term, then let's do that.
Thank you, Father. I won't let you down.
I know you won't.
I have another matter to speak to you about, but perhaps we can enjoy ourselves for a little while. I'm sure you've ridden far to get here.
And we leave the scene as he's leaning over and shouting again for Gregor for more wine. Right, Miria. Bit timey-wimey was, let's have this take place in the evening at the dais between some courses.
Mm-hmm.
Lords and ladies are starting to mix a little bit after some of the ceremony at the beginning of the evening. And your aunt, Lady Irina Dane, approaches the dais, curtsies, and then takes a place by your side, as that seat is absent just for a time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get initiative out of the way.
Let's just do it. Yeah.
Let's do that.
I imagine maybe Miria has had like Bryn on her lap because she's hanging out with her little brother, and then Auntie Dane comes and she's like, "Oh, goodbye, bro." Throw the child. Important.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay. Nope. Don't want to do that. I want to do that. 12.
Okay. She says, I hope I wasn't intruding.
No, of course not. I was just entertaining my younger brother.
I'm sure you will be lucky enough to see him plenty, being that you will only really be living either at Starpike or at Blackmont.
Hopefully so, yes. Can I help you with something?
It's what we were talking about the other day.
All right. Would you prefer to maybe go somewhere else to have this conversation?
Look around us, Miria. And she kind of she looks around, indicating for you to, and everyone's just busy with their own shit. Like it's kind of a party. It's a hall. There are lots of little kind of conversations going on, and no one's really paying attention to each other. And she says, you know, along those lines, everyone is paying attention to themselves, unless, of course, you would like to speak more privately.
Well, this is new territory for me. It's kind of quite a large thing to be talking about in such an open space. If you wouldn't mind, actually, I think I would be rather more comfortable if we just stepped aside for a moment.
I will let you spend a destiny point in order to do that.
Oh, okay. I got 2.
To change the scene up.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. What environment quality would you like to introduce? Where you at? The cheat sheet's now on the last column for intrigue has got a little bit of that.
Ooh.
So stuff about gaining bonuses to your DR, to your composure, to your intrigue defense, to your techniques, to your initiative, based on who you have with you and what you have around you.
I think Miria takes her to a sort of almost like a drawing room. Ask if this was like an old-timey mansion. It's just a nice sort of comfort area, but it's quiet. It's maybe a corridor away from the main hall, so no one's going to accidentally walk in there. But it's somewhere where Miria feels comfortable, you know. So maybe give her a composure bonus or something, because she's this is like her turf. This is her house, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll give you +1 to the composure bonus, just because it's just the room.
Yeah.
I think if you had guards around you or people around you more actively helping, that would be more of a benefit maybe. But I think just the environment is a little help.
Little home turf advantage. I'm not taking her to the bridge, Pope. Jesus.
That bridge, we need to come up with some environment qualities for that bridge, right? Because that's the place. All right, cool. You walk into that space and you start to own it. I would like to just add to that, a bit like we add to truths in Terra. I would like to add to that truth that you have a glass of wine and she doesn't. And she says, I think I should just come out and say this, but I think that you should just simply abandon the idea of Oliver being your father.
What?
My good lady, only the 7 will really truly know now that he has gone from us. And in their grace, they have shielded you from the truth, so that you can live as a true-born Greenmont woman.
I can't do that.
And why not? It is the simplest path. The path that has been lit for you by the crone herself.
It's the simplest path, but it's not the right one.
And how do you know that?
My lady, all my life, I have never felt like a Greenmont. And for the first time in all these years, I know who I am. Now that may be something you cannot understand. You knew your family, you felt welcome as your family all your life. I can't tell you how it feels to finally have these feelings confirmed. To have them validated. To finally understand where I fit into this world. And yes, it may be the simplest path to bury my head in the sand and pretend it's not the right thing to do.
And what showed you this path? Who showed you this path? Men and women of this realm and across Essos lie all the time.
They do?
And so could you consider for a moment that someone has put this into your head for some other reason, their own reasons?
Perhaps they have. Perhaps I was lied to. But I don't think that's the case. There's no one here saying it's a lie. There's no one here saying it's the truth. I can only go on what I know and what I feel, whatever I have experienced, what I have heard from his own mouth.
Oliver's?
When I was at Vulture's Roost, he called out for me. He called out for his daughter. I heard it.
You heard wrong. And she, cuts the air with that. This is just my influence. Check 16 against your intrigue defense.
Ooh, that is 2 degrees.
Alrighty. What's that? Oh, okay. More rank. Oh. Okay. 10 composure damage.
Holy fuck! Okay. Shit! Alright.
Absorbed by your DR.
Uh-huh. And Maria fixes her back with a very defiant glare at that. And I'm just going to roll for hers with what she was saying back.
Yeah.
Shit. What technique was I using?
It sounded very convincing. I would give you an intimidate.
Yeah, no, let's go convince. I'm gonna use one of my keep die.
Okay.
Shit, she's scary, y'all. Where's my card sheet?
Told you I started building them proper.
Why'd you have to start with me? That's not fair.
Glendon's an old one. He's always got other priorities too besides intrigue. Or in a Dane, she does one thing well.
Shouting at children.
And you'll learn it's shouting at children talking about the 7. You'll learn very quickly.
14.
That is 1 degree of success.
Okay, that's 4.
Okay.
Did Charmer though?
You did. Well, look, you've got your. This is including your +1 bonus dice.
Yep.
Cool. From the previous intrigue. Then add a bonus dice to that.
Hang on.
Because you have +1 bonus dice on all persuasion tests this intrigue.
Oh yeah.
Because you charmed her.
I charmed her, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that goes up 1 to 15.
It's not quite 2 degrees, but it was close.
Damn.
So 4, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And bear in mind that she loves you because you charmed her, so she's not going to soak much of that. I could do some maths, that'd be great. Oh, Frax donated a test dice. Nice. I think that's to Maria. No, to me. Who's it?
Of course, it's for you. It's
Is it
from
for me?
Frax.
All right, fine.
Frax, who's it for?
Frax,
You've
if
gotta
it's
put it
not
in
for
chat,
me,
bro.
I'm going to put it on me. But if it's not for me, just shout and we'll move it over. Okay. Don's right. This is what love looks like.
It is for Sam.
Thank you, Frax. Okay. She cuts straight in again with the juicy fruits. She does one of those dramatic, looks to the wall, looks to the window, turns around a bit, and then starts speaking. Oliver disgraced his family. Upset our parents. And dishonoured the warrior in his actions. They weren't right. And they weren't honourable. I cut him out from my life as much as I could when I became Dane. I searched my soul to forgive him. But the crone is wise, and when someone is corrupted by bitterness like that, she bids you cut it out like rotting flesh. I replied as courteously as I could when he wrote me. In the end, I could bear no love for my brother. So my suggestion is stay out of Ironwood business. When the Seven have gifted you your birthright as a Greenmont.
He did what he did for his family. He did everything he did was for his family. He loved you. When I was growing up as a girl, he would tell me stories of home, of Ironwood, of what you were like as children growing up together. There was nothing that that man loved more than his family. And it haunted him every day, what happened, the consequences of it, the heartbreak of it.
You can see she's very lightly weeping at this point, a couple of tears running down her cheeks, and she actually says, I'm glad of it.
You want to talk about disgracing your family? Look to your other brother.
You know nothing of our family. And she's shouting back now at this point. And launched into a bit of a tirade about that kind of, like that very kind of familiar, like, you know nothing about us and this, that, and the other. That essentially, yeah, he pissed away his family because of what he did and because of the way he went against the honor of the duels and stuff. So this is another one of her.
Sam.
Kids. Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say, I hate to say it, but I think that deserves at least one bonus dice. That was fucking brutal.
Oh. Cheers,
that
man.
was brutal.
Oh, didn't help. 14.
1 degree.
1 degree. 5 composure damage.
5. Okay. Oh. Still in it, fam.
Your action.
Miria's action. Ugh. I think she just gets angry right back. She's not having it. She is not having it. So as much as she starts screaming and yelling about, you don't know anything about my family, Maria's like, I actually fucking do.
Yeah.
Where have you been these past fucking years where you've been playing at it's all right for you down in wherever you live. So I'm just going for straight. I think intimidate on this one. She's losing her cool.
Sure thing.
And with a bonus die. 17.
Oh. That is 2 degrees of success.
Okay, that's 8.
Maths. There we go. She calms down after a moment. And then those words almost wash over her, and as they are doing so, you see her eyes just turn to the sky. And then as you finish, she collects herself, and then she stares into your eyes, and she says, "My brother's disgrace, your uncle's actions, battles of Blackmont and Brimstone, they are men's follies. Rise above it. Rise above all of this. Look to the Seven for guidance." Oh, 21.
Oh, yeah, it's not double.
Oof.
But it's 2 degrees of success. No, 3. No, 2.
What's your intrigue?
Wait,
defense?
my intrigue defense is 11.
It's 3 degrees.
3. It's 3.
15 composure damage.
15. I'm taking a frustration.
Okay. Still in the game?
Still in.
Fuck!
Oh wait, hang on. Frustration is
Your will rank.
Will rank.
Absorbed, yeah.
Okay, it was 15.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, hang on. Take 3 frustration.
If you take frustration equal to your will rank, you are out as well.
Yeah, I got will 4. I'm still in it, baby.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, we lost Dom.
That's all right. I'll be back. At least it's not swapped around. Your action then.
Miria is staring her dead in the eyes, and she's openly she's got tears coming down the side of her face, but she's doing that angry cry. And she looks to Auntie Dane, and she's glaring at her. She says, "I would not be where I am today without those men. The 7 brought me here, and they guide me as much as they guide you, however you interpret what they say. I will take those lessons learned by those men, and I am rising above it. And I intend to claim my rightful place in this world. I'd hoped that I could count you amongst my friends, that I could count you amongst my kin. But much like your mother, I'm sorely disappointed."
Roll the dice.
Okay.
You have a keep dice, I think.
I think
Brehout
yeah.
gave us 15. Okay. 1,000 bits. So yeah, a couple of test dice.
Okay, cool. So definitely gonna use
Hang on, what my price is.
do I want to use both of them? I've got 2 keep die.
I mean, you're down 3 dice anyway. So,
Right.
I say go for it.
Okay, right. So bonus dice each. Okay.
Oh, bonus die?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck. All right. Well, I'm gonna use my keep die. Just throw them all in.
Okay.
So that's gonna be. This is difficult to figure out the maths. 14. Wait, that didn't do the frustration.
So take off another dice.
Yeah.
2.
So 12.
It's 1 degree of success.
Oh, 4.
she, I think, implores you again to seek guidance. She says to you to pray. And essentially kind of count your blessings. That you don't want anything more to do with that family if it causes you such upset. And repeats again, really, that only the Seven will truly know. And that you have an obligation to your family and to them to be Miria Greenmont. I'm going to use my bonus dice and my test dice because she sucks at anything other than intimidation. So wait, so this is going to be... Oh, okay, yeah. So I'll add... No, I got this, okay. So I add another one of these. Have one of these. 13.
1 degree of success.
5 composure damage.
Fuck! I'm beat.
No more frustration?
I mean, I could, but that would take me to 4.
Right, yeah,
which would
of course.
knock me out anyway.
Okay. Susie,
2 points.
you have agency still. You have a choice. You can. Her objective is to get you. Is basically to get you to forget the fact that you might be Oliver's son. Freudian slip there. You can choose to fulfill that obligation, and you take the consequence of her last convince. So you do the thing she says. Or you can take stress. That will affect status, cunning, I think awareness tests. It says on the cheat sheet. If you're gonna go against that, you're gonna ignore she's really riled, she's rattled you, and there's something kind of in your core that is like, fucking hell, she's kind of right. And being of Westeros and stuff, you are thinking, yeah, I probably do need to pray quite a bit. I do need to kind of seek counsel in the 7-pointed star, and I guess I will never know. Fuck. But you can be headstrong and just be like, nope, I'm gonna try and carry on. But there's just something inside you that will gnaw away at you if you decide to turn against this obligation. What are you gonna do?
You know which one I'm gonna do. Fuck the police. I ain't doing what she tells me to. Miria is a headstrong idiot. So she, I think if you'll allow it, Sam, she takes a second, hears what Irina says, and she's still crying because Miria's a crier, but she glares at her. If you won't stand beside me, then at least get out of my way. And she stomps out the door.
Very nice. Okay. So yeah, you have 1 stress.
Cool.
This stress will remain with you so long as the obligation is relevant.
Okay, so my whole life then.
That could be a very long time.
Yep.
Where is it on here? It's a -1 dice to awareness, cunning, and status tests. You can gain 2 ranks of stress. The 3rd rank imposes a new drawback, and then you go back to 0 stress.
Cool.
As you get this permanent drawback to your character.
That's fine.
Probably it's a bit like haughty, or
haughty.
Yeah.
Excuse you.
Does Miria already have the stubborn drawback? I just wonder.
That's a benefit, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Stubborn's a benefit because I just gave it to somebody.
I already have Nemesis Pope.
Anyway, we'll come to that based on this and the second or third point of stress that you would acquire. Anyway,
yes, okay. But yeah, so Maria is extremely angry. She's still holding onto a glass of wine. She didn't throw it. Wanted to, didn't. And she is gonna just make her way back to the hole. She's gonna take a moment to like take a breath, wipe her eyes. But then she's gonna go find Jordan.
Okay. Nice. I'll take that as a bit of respite from the really intense role playing. What did you want from Jordan?
Well, he said, like come hang out. We'll have a course of dinner togetto.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Did you want any? Because we could do a simple intrigue, which is just one roll. Did you want like anything out of that?
She wants to know where he stands politically.
Oh, that's going to be an intrigue.
Yes.
That's not a...
Because, I mean, he was probing, and she knows he was probing earlier, like asking some very interesting questions, and it's got the wheels going. So she wants to know where he is politically.
Okay. We'll have to do that next time, because I think that's a full standard intrigue. Okay. All right, well, into the final intrigue of the night, still full on. Right, Enzo, you have a date.
Yeah.
We'll do like an environment quality each, I think. Okay. I would like to establish the first part, and then you can establish the second.
Okay.
This takes place away from the actual feast itself. Or the actual evenings in the hall and the food and everything like that. I won't call it a feast, but
yeah,
this actually takes place in Lady Faye's guest chambers that she has in the keep, that she has been given as one of the kind of higher up Reacher ladies. You are greeted by what's her soldier's name?
Oh, it was. I made a note of it. It was
Osmond.
Sir Osmond. Yes, I made a note. Yeah.
You are greeted by a very stern-looking Sir Osmond at the door as he regards you. Just looking down a little bit at you. As he's an older guy, fairly large as well, but still looking probably maybe quite deceptively athletic, based on your awareness and your knowledge of kind of fighting and water dancing and stuff. Sizing up an opponent, you could kind of tell, like, actually, he's probably going to be stronger than he looks, and maybe a little bit quicker. Right. But he knocks, and you hear Lady Faye's voice inside say enter, and he opens the door, says that you're outside, and then she asks you to him to show you in. So this bit taking place in her guest chambers.
Okay.
This is going to have a +1 bonus dice for everyone, for charm and for seduce.
Okay. Let me just make a note of that.
Just for this intrigue. Seeing as that you also kind of help Marcia run this household in part, you've also, I think, got a bit of agency to kind of arrange a little bit. Okay. What was also the one environment quality you want to establish for in here?
I would like to establish that her room has actually quite a sizable balcony, and there are doors that actually go out, and as you go out, it overlooks kind of like the river going down in the entire fields before you.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like a full moon.
She's
clear
got the
sky.
southern. She's got the southern.
Yeah.
What's it called? Not regard, but like anyway. She's got the view. She's got the room with the view. Nice. Okay. She is sitting, probably trying to look casual, just simply in a chair. There's a chair not too far from her, a bit more towards the balcony, and also towards a dresser that's on the other side from the bed. That's on the kind of far side from you as you enter the balcony towards the middle. And she greets you very warmly. And she asks, how was the last of the feasting?
Enzo is standing and he's kind of got his hands behind his back and he smiles. It was a delightful feast. However, I was able to manage to take this away, and he pulls out like a bottle of wine, a really nice fancy bottle of wine. I don't think anyone will miss this. Do you? And then in the other hand, he's got like 2 goblets that he's got as well, just in case you didn't have any, because you never know.
That's true. That's true. Cool. You set them down. You begin to pour, and for the last time tonight, friends, we will roll for status breeding.
Okay. 14. Ooh.
Oh, she got 17.
She was very close.
She is head of house.
Okay, maybe not so close.
Cool. All right. So she begins with some small talk. I'm going to speed along and maybe narrate a bit of the beginning of this.
That's fine.
Because spoilers, I may be thinking of some hanky-panky, but then I do have an ulterior motive. So there'll be some juice fruits as well.
Okay.
But just shout if it's like, actually, nah, we're good. So yeah, she is going to lay on a bit of the charm to start off with. Talk about the feast, inquire a bit more into that, and kind of give you something to regard. You can tell that she's put some effort into how she looks this evening, how she's dressed, how she styled her hair as well. I even pulled up the original bio I did for her. That she has long golden hair, soft grey eyes, and plump rosy cheeks as well.
Mm.
Yeah. Right, okay. So she's going to lay on a bit of the charm to start off the evening. 13.
That is 1 degree of success.
Well, that then is 4 composure damage.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me consider this. Enzo's going to lay thick on the charm, I think.
Yeah.
He's here. He wants to, he wants to have fun. He wants to talk. He genuinely wants this person to like him.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, he's coming here with kind of like the vision of, a friendly chat and seeing where this goes. So he's just going to carry on laying on the charm.
Okay.
Really. So. Oh dear. Oh wait, I think I can re-roll ones. Just double check.
I believe you can.
Yeah, I can re-roll equal to my status, so I can re-roll those 2 ones because that is really low rolling for me. Okay, 8. So 24, I believe.
Oh, my days. That is 3 degrees of success. No, it's not. She has not got her cohort with her. That is... Yeah, 3 degrees of success.
3 degrees of success, yeah. That's 12 points.
Cool. Okay. I think as part of the narration, so you lay on a bit of the charm, you're still drinking and laughing, and it quite quickly moves to the balcony. And you're talking and joking quite closely. And then I think I like if there's that filmic moment where their heads turn, they're talking quite closely, and then she goes in for a kiss.
Okay.
And this is gonna basically be her seduction roll. An 18.
That is 2 degrees of success.
So that's, let me check the influence thing is. Persuasion rank. 8 composure damage.
8?
Mm.
Ooh. Okay.
Is this now an edge case of like, I could be defeated, but I want to take frustration, but it doesn't feel like I should take frustration?
That is exactly what I'm at.
Right.
Because she will defeat me, but I feel like it's just the word frustration. It's not. I'm not frustrated. Well, maybe sexually frustrated, but but I will take a frustration. Yeah, you know what? I will take 1 frustration.
I think he's got to pull away. I think he's got to like, maybe there's something that isn't quite right about their place in the world.
Okay, yeah, I've got it. Yeah. So as she kind of starts to move into the kiss, he, for a moment, waits for it and then instantaneously kind of eases back and then kind of lets her go and leans like on the balcony looking down. And
well, she says, and so is there something wrong?
And he turns. Do you really want to do this? Someone of my station, someone of yours.
I understand what you mean. The Marshal of the North marches with famed pirate captain Enzo Sal. And she laughs and she like thinks about that for a second, and she joins you looking out on the balcony. I do. Against my better judgment.
And what would that do to your prospects?
Well, if Aegon the Unworthy can sire almost a dozen, maybe 2 dozen bastards and still rule the 7 kingdoms, I'm not sure why I shouldn't, as a lady, head of my house, be able to enjoy a little of the world.
Of course, but he was a Targaryen and they play by different rules, don't they?
I only see one Targaryen here, and I believe Prince Maekar is very distracted by the tournament itself. I don't think anyone's really interested in the company that I keep tonight.
No.
I just see chat, sorry.
I need to start because it's just going to make me laugh.
Yeah. No, go for it.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Perhaps not tonight, but it could prove difficult for you in the future.
But there's something I want to ask of you, Enzo. It's not just to be with me tonight, but I would imagine that you know all sorts of vile people. Murderers and thieves and fraudsters.
Well, I don't tell people about them, but I have known a few.
I know that something is going on. And the further I dig, and the more I ask, the less I can find. If you were to hide money away, Enzo, and you were powerful, had holdings, where might you keep it?
If I was powerful, it's a difficult question. If I had people I would trust completely and totally, I might split it between those. I guess alternatively make the money disappear.
How?
By changing the records. This is easily done. Few dragons in the right hands.
I have tried to trace maesters and paperwork, and I just can't seem to figure it out.
Who are you trying to trace?
I don't want to give away too much, Enzo, but I hope I can trust you.
Of course.
Come back to me. Come back to me tomorrow night. Maybe we can talk further. And this is going to be her convince roll.
Okay.
19! It's high results. No sixes then.
Yeah, that would be 3. Wait a minute. No, 2.
2.
Yes, 2.
So that is 8 composure damage.
Yeah, he's not going to bother with frustration. He'll gladly come back another night. Yeah.
Sure thing. But that's the only obligation that you would have to earn. It's just convince roll, so there's no other consequence. But it's essentially you'll come back for a meeting tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm. So he'll smile, and of course, I would be glad to see you another night. And he's got his drink, and he finishes the goblet and goes, but I feel that perhaps we should say goodnight for tonight.
She so she begins to walk towards the door. Is there anything that you do at that moment? Like she's essentially going to open it to leave let you out.
You know what? I'm going to have a look around. Can I just ask, as I'm walking, just a quick look around the room? I'm going to do something else before I go to the thing. I just wanted to have a quick look to see if anything stands out for me.
Sure thing. Roll awareness notice.
Okay, it's just awareness for me. That is 22.
Okay. Well, it's a heroic success, but is there anything you're looking for in particular? Seems to me to be a completely normal guest quarters.
Probably.
I mean, you don't know them well because it's not a room you frequent necessarily, but you know these guest quarters.
Papers, documents.
She does have some with her. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm assuming it's just like on the desk somewhere, yeah, or like on the
bedside table.
Bedside table. Okay.
Yeah, it's scrolls and scrumpled up parchments and stuff.
He as she opens the door, he will approach it and kind of take the door and slowly close it very slightly so that he can't see.
Yeah.
And
nice.
he will smile and go, Until tomorrow night then. And he'll kiss her hand and then go up and then kiss her on the cheek. And then he will lowly bow.
She'll, if you'll allow it, she'll do that, move her cheek to actually kiss him.
Yes. Yes, she can do that. Yes.
Cool.
And Enzo will slightly blush because, and he will bow low and then leave because he's got a lot of drinking to do to forget. Yep. But yeah, that's it.
All right.
Unless he has any messages from a certain person. Yeah.
No. You are greeted by the same steely expression from Sir Osmond as you leave, as you had when you entered. Okay. You head your way back down to the kind of end of the feast as people are finishing up their drinks and starting to rest up for the night and to head back down to the tourney grounds. That, friends, is where we will leave it for tonight. Oh, fucking gauntlet of intrigues.
We flew through them.
But a lot of ground covered for sure. Wowzers. That was fun. That's a good sesh. Thanks so much, friends. All right. Let's go around, have a chat with everyone and see what they thought of the fruits that we all juiced tonight. Susie, there was some drama.
What is it about Ironwood women and being total buzzkills? Like, what the fuck?
I love what I managed to write up for Lady Irina, and it just like, and I'm doing a lot now still of that random like goals and motivations and stuff like that, but just her roles have spun House Dane around in a way that just is going to be amazing. So I implore you on a meta level to dig into some of that, because I would love to tell some of that.
She ain't done.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, damn, like, I thought she was on my side when she's like, well, you can't marry Ellery then if you're one of us. But apparently not. No, she's just like, fucking forget it all. Maria's angry. I think she and Enzo need a good drinking session. Maria needs to have a good cry. But right now she's going to definitely have a good chat with Jourdain and probably get herself into trouble. Because, I mean, make good decisions when you're upset. This is really juicy session. I loved it. It was great. My juice, Don's juice, Tom's juice. I was going to be so angry with you, Tom, if you didn't kiss Dane, Lady Rowan, by the end of it. Even just a hand kiss. If you hadn't even just, I'd have been angry with you.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you did. As is good. I'm like, you break that girl's heart. I will be so upset with you. But can't wait to see what happens next time.
Cool.
In the meantime, I am Susie, otherwise known as Susanna Grace. I'm a variety streamer. I do video games, I do art streams, I do tabletop RPGs. Find me all over the internet at Susanna Grace. You can find me on the Black Cats YouTube channel doing Flash Fyre, which is our little catch up on seasons 1 to 3 of After the Fire. The next one coming up, spoilers, is Mara Oakheart, which promises to be 100% unbiased. No, I'm kidding. I reined myself in as I caught you up to date with Mara's story and where she is right now.
Nice.
And that will be hopefully coming tomorrow if YouTube cooperates. And then on Monday, you can find me on Encounter Roleplay for the Crownlands, in which I play Westeros' best mother, Allegra Dorsey, on her way home after surviving a dinner party at the Baratheons, which turns out real bad place to go to. Just don't go to Storm's End. Total shit party. Host awful. Husband went to war. Came back, thank God. But she doesn't know that he survived because she dipped. So yeah, and then on Tuesday, for Secrets of Pendragon, which is the Dark Ages Call of Cthulhu, which is like Blackadder and Monty Python with some horror in it from time to time. I'm gonna marry Lindy, so tune in for that.
Awesome, nice, cool. All right, we will. And Tom.
I do love these intrigue-heavy episodes. I love them. I think everyone had a bombshell tonight, and it was bloody great.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. And yeah, it's great. Absolutely great. From, I mean, Miria, as stubborn as she always is, even though they're literally spelling out for her. No. It's literally, Miria is literally the physical embodiment of someone going like this, la 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 la, all the time. You know.
It's true. It's true.
And of course, Papa Tarly. Oh my god. There's going to be blood everywhere. Thank God, Sam, he succeeded in that entry, because that would have been. I'm excited to see that. I'm really excited to see. And of course, I was going to kiss Lady Rowan. You know, I had ways, you know, kind of ideas and stuff, but you know, Enzo gets this bad rap that he's got like a girl in every port, right? But you know, maybe he's just an old romantic. You know,
You're telling me, Tom, honestly. These reputations, I don't know how anyone gets one.
right? It's just terrible. Absolutely awful. But yes, I'm Hot Flakes Tom on Twitter. I'm on the Discords for Black Cats and everything like that. I do have a show, Secrets of Pendragon, that Susie is on, so she did mention previously, on Encounter Roleplay, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Where what literally Susie just said, it's like Blackadder, Monty Python with a dash of horror. So if that's your thing, tune in, because I just laugh all the way through. This is frigging great. Can't wait for next week. Because I know what's coming next week, and it's gonna be juicy.
All right, I have to watch, man. I have to watch. Nice, cool. I look forward to it. Dawn, thank you very much for being my scene partner on the dad and son camp.
Yeah, I loved it. I've been thinking since we started this season, I've been thinking about what will old Tarly be like. We haven't, we've seen him a couple of times here and there, but like a father-son relationship, that's always that's a big deal, especially in Westeros. That's a very important relationship. So I was really excited to see what that was like. It didn't disappoint. I personally, I thought old Tarly was great. Maybe not ethically or morally, but that's not really how I judge characters in this game. So I really enjoyed it. I thought the intrigues across the board were really fun. I don't know if this was the most intrigues we've ever squeezed into a session before, but it was pretty close. It was pretty up there. I liked both of Tom's intrigues. I thought the scene with Rowan was really, really interesting. You can start to see like all of these different players, like they're all working different angles, right? And we knew that was happening, but over the last couple of sessions, I feel like we can really, really see it. So like Leo Tyrell has presumably something that he's doing. And Lady Rowan definitely is doing something and has been for a long time. And everybody's sort of got their game. And it's kind of cool to see it to start to come together. Loved Arena, hated Arena. She was a lot nicer when she was a kid. Please don't get inducted into a cult, friends. And
it's called the Church of the Seven, all right?
Right. I mean, it's right on the nose there, I feel like. But yeah, I had such a great time. And I'm glad that Samuel was able to convince his father to let him stay for the tournament.
Do you know what? I am too. I both loved the intrigues that I knew. That, for example, I think we knew with Lady Rowan that she only had like DR1, and your dad's only going to have like a DR kind of 1 or 2 at the most, because again, it's a paternal relationship. And so I have loved those intrigues where actually they're absorbing very little, because like they actually really do care for each other. And I do actually really enjoy, because there is this kind of like, I've got my objective and I want to do my objective. I want to convince people to do this other thing, and then it will like do this and do that. But actually, I do really enjoy when my NPCs, like, none of them tonight have had a complete like 180, but there are a couple that have been like, oh, actually this direction, oh, okay, and like I can see how that kind of like is going, so I really enjoyed that you actually managed to convince him kind of out of it. because there can be more juicy fruits, as Glendon Tarley, who wasn't meant to be at this tournament, was meant to stop by, be like, we're off, come on, is now going to hang around. Like, the fuck is he going to do with, like, all of these people around, all of these Stormland, Reacher, Marcher lords, and the Dornish lords as well, and some from the Red Mountains and just south, particularly the ones that they've just gone to, like, had some scraps with. It's going to be juicy.
Yeah, I think so too. And yeah, so it was very exciting. I do like the new intrigue rules we're playing with a lot. I think they're really cool. So it was good to actually like get to see more of that in action this week. And I'm looking forward to next week's juice, the next week's juice. Like I think, I don't know if it met this season. I mentioned this on our group chat, but I don't know if it was supposed to be this way, but this sort of feels like the novella, The Hedge Knight, to me. How all of this action and all of these major important people have gathered for this huge tournament. And there's so much politics and so much intrigue happening around the tournament. And then there's the tournament itself, and then there's the feasts. And it's just really cool. It feels really authentic to the world. So I'm having a great, great time.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of The Hedge Knight and that series.
Me too.
And
I think it might be my favorite of all the Westeros, like out of everything. I think that's my favorite thing in Westeros is that novel.
Yeah, I've been feeling big vibes for that as well too for this, and yeah, I've really enjoyed it as well. We'll have more of that as we top next week with the Mara v Marcia Weirwood intrigue, and then I want to go straight back into some of the rounds. I want to finish off the melee, to be fair. So yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, Don, sorry, go on. Promo.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can follow me on Twitter at Donathan Fry. I write games and adventures, and I stream here and there, a little bit of everywhere. I'm always doing different stuff. It changes every week. You can find me tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern on Encounter Roleplay, where I'll be playing my stoner, flesh golem, surfer, Octo-Man. And that's always a good time if you need a good laugh at the end of your week. It's like a spooky, funny game that we play, and it's set in LA. It's Urban Shadows. So it's pretty much like I don't know. I think this is not probably what it was supposed to be initially, but it's become all about making this terrible movie about one man's journey into hell. It's like a really bad version of Dante's Inferno. And we've relegated like all of the local like homeless population are extras to like play the people wandering through hell. We've got like a gang of werewolves that we've basically hired to be extras, like wearing like leather jackets just to look tough in the background. It's something else.
Wow.
It's something else.
Cool. And the costuming, spot on.
Oh, yeah.
So if you haven't already, check that out, because Don looks fab. Yeah, all right. I loved all of that. It's felt like I've been through the washer a little bit, but for sure it's been absolute fun tonight. Susie's just plugged a link in for the Discord and the YouTube. If you want to catch up, we've got a YouTube series for seasons 1, 2, and 3, because this is season 4. So you can binge those to your heart's content if you've just joined us, or just catch up on little bits. I occasionally have to watch back and remember what I've said at one particular moment. And it's always refreshing to see that I completely misremember what I've done. And then as well, you can always chat and scream about the juicy fruits to us in the Discord channel as well as talk about the spy game which we're making. So we're Black Cats Gaming, and we're a little indie tabletop RPG publisher. And we kickstarted the spy game last year, which is a 5e powered game about international espionage and action. If you're into all of those words put together, then do check out us at blackcatsgaming.com, or follow us on the Discord, or follow Black Cats pretty much anywhere else on the internet, like the Twitters and here on Twitch as well. We're here every Thursday with After the Fire. I personally am RPG Webby. You can find me around the internet as that. And then I am also playing on Crownlands on Monday. And then Crusader Kings 3 is coming out very soon, friends, and I think I might be streaming some of that because it's going to be very fun, and it sounds like it's a bit more RPG than it was before, and we all know how crazy some of the kind of storytelling narrative moments came out of the previous game. This one just sounds like it's a whole other things. So I am going to be streaming some of that. So come along, join us in some of the ridiculousness. As soon as there is a Game of Thrones mod, I'm going to be all over that as well, because there was one for Crusader Kings 2. So yeah, follow us here, follow us around the internet. We are going to throw a raid over to Encounter Roleplay, I believe, are now up. And they're playing the Klingon campaign for Star Trek Adventures. We just launched the Klingon
Not
campaign
today.
book. Not today! Oh, thanks, Susie. Let's see who we're going to raid then. But I'll mention it anyway. So I work for Modiphius as well, and we just launched the Klingon campaign core rulebook for Star Trek Adventures. And so that's going really well for us. If you like Klingons, you like Star Trek Adventures, check it out. Because the pre-order's up now. Jay Britton looks like he's still online. Is my Twitch being true? Is it real?
Oh, is he just logged off?
I don't know.
He's just gone.
No. Okay, we are going to throw over to... I don't know. I don't want to... Like, all I've got on this, because I'm on the dashboard, are all the big hitters in my follow list. And I want to throw over to someone who's got, like, a smaller following like us.
Hang on. Who have I got?
Give me a name.
I got no one.
He's been going for an hour
mine's
now?
doing the same.
Just let it auto-host someone.
Yeah, auto-host will pick someone.
I'm going to try Jay. Apparently he's been online for an hour.
I'm not seeing him, but maybe it's mine.
Oh, he's been gone for an hour. Then it is lying to me. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'll stop. I'll just shut up. Sorry, friends. Thanks very much. Join us next week. Nope, that's the video. Bye bye.